As someone who has spent a lot of time on this website complaining about Bethesda and Bethesda Game Studios, I want to take the time to come out and formally say I'm not mad at them anymore. I'm not going to apologize for being frustrated with what's been going on. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, wow, this one thing doesn't completely discount all the mistakes they've made. And you're probably right. But as an Elder Scrolls fan, as a Bethesda Game Studios fan, really all it would, I mean, it's just incredible how much goodwill can come from one really good thing. And the Oblivion remaster is that really good thing. I remember in the lead up to this Oblivion remaster happening, I reported on a lot of the leaks. I talked about a lot of the leaks. I was very excited, and I wholeheartedly believed that this was happening. There was a ton of people who didn't. There was a ton of people who had no faith in Bethesda to do this. People were like, oh, you got to stop listening to all of these leakers. You got to stop, paying attention to all this stuff. This is all BS. It's all nonsense. It's not happening. And then it happened. And not only did it happen, but it's incredible. When I watched that reveal trailer that day, I haven't felt that sort of childlike joy and excitement for a video game, movie, whatever, entertainment. I have not felt that in so long. And I think I was just so desperate for anything Elder Scrolls related that now that we've gotten this, I am just so happy. They knocked this so far out of the park. They did this so incredibly well. I honestly can't believe it. I cannot believe how good this Oblivion remaster looks, how good it plays. I mean, I have some crashes here and there, but I haven't had any sort of insane game-breaking bugs. It is literally the heart of Oblivion. It is Oblivion with all of its heart, all of its charm, except it just looks better. They fixed the combat. They improved some of the systems. They improved the level up system, all that. It is the exact same game with improvements being made. They gave us all the DLC included. It's only $50. They shadow dropped it the exact same day they announced that it's a thing. They did everything right for this. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand this is a business. I understand that this is a corporation. I understand they didn't just do this to be nice to Elder Scrolls fans. They did this because they knew they'd make a shit ton of money off of it. And they have. This has sold like crazy. But for good reason. This is a good situation. This is a good example of the company benefiting financially and the player benefiting. I held off on doing a full-blown playthrough of Oblivion on the original Oblivion because I had a feeling that this was coming and I wanted to play it on, a new and improved basis like I am right now. And I am telling you, man, Skyrim is still my favorite game of all time. It's still my favorite Elder Scrolls game. But Oblivion is incredible. It did a lot of things better than Skyrim, and now you get so many people who get to witness this. Another thing that I just absolutely love about this whole situation is with how internet virality works nowadays, with stuff going viral, with you just scrolling on TikTok and you see some video that blew up and got 1 million likes and stuff, with how easy it is for something to just go viral and go crazy. Oblivion is the perfect video game for this day and age, for this era of things going viral because of all the crazy stuff that happens in the game, all the funny stuff that happens in the game, all the hilarious, crazy happenings that happen. The fact that they maintained that original charm in this day and age of the internet is incredible. I've seen some of the funniest videos ever on TikTok of just hilarious things happening in Oblivion. And it's just imagine if the internet existed back then when the game first came out. Well, now you don't have to imagine because we're getting to see it all over again. I'm just seeing some hilarious stuff of people just getting, drinking a ton of skooma and running 1,000 miles per hour and hitting 360 no-scope trick shots with their bow and arrow. And it's just this is what this game was made for. As an Elder Scrolls super fan, I was just really frustrated with the way things were going. And now that something good has come out of the Elder Scrolls franchise for the first time since 2011, I honestly, all of my frustration with Bethesda almost seemingly evaporated. And now you look at the future of what they could do while we're waiting for the major installments. While we were waiting for Elder Scrolls 6, we got the Oblivion remake. We got a whole mainline entry Elder Scrolls game, in its entirety on modern graphics with improved, combat, improved leveling and everything. We got a whole Elder Scrolls game to play. And there's rumors that they may still add DLC. They may try to make the Creation Club a thing. I don't know the possibility or the plausibility of that with the Unreal Engine and everything, but we may be getting brand new content for Oblivion as time goes on. So we have this to hold us over now. And then for like Fallout fans, like the rumor is Fallout 3 will be the next game to get a remake, remaster, whatever. I'm not even a Fallout fan, but if they remake Fallout 3 and it looks like this, I'll play it. I will play it, and I'm sure I'll love it, because I'm not the only one, obviously, but there are people who, they refuse to play some of those old games because they're so janky and they don't look very good, and they just don't hold up graphically. And yeah, it's shallow, and I'm sure I've missed out on a ton of phenomenal games because of that. But now that Bethesda has seen the success that has come out of the Oblivion remaster, they're going to do that for, we'll see one for Skyrim eventually. And guess what? I'm good with that. Everyone wants to make fun of how many times Skyrim has been re-released. You release Skyrim on Unreal Engine 5, and it looks like what we just got with the Oblivion remaster. I'm playing that thing again, man. I'm playing it all the way through. I'm playing every quest line. I'm finding every single thing. They remade all of these weapons and armor, all the unique weapons and armor got completely redesigned. It's like a brand new game. And for someone who never beat Oblivion in the first place, I'm getting a whole Elder Scrolls experience that I didn't have before. I'm getting to play a whole mainline Elder Scrolls game that I haven't experienced before. I played Oblivion a fair bit. I don't even think I beat a single quest line in Oblivion in the 5 or 6 times I've tried to play it in the past. The only quest line I ever beat was probably the arena quest line. Other than that, I never beat the Dark Brotherhood. I never beat the Thieves Guild. I don't think I ever beat the main quest. I never did the Daedric artifact stuff. I never did any of it. Compared to how much I did in Skyrim, it's not even close. And now I'm getting to do all that. Now I got to experience the Dark Brotherhood questline. I finished it the other day. It was incredible. And I am getting a whole new Elder Scrolls experience that I didn't have before as a diehard fan of the lore, and as a diehard fan of Skyrim, and as someone who played and enjoyed Oblivion but didn't get deep into it because of how outdated it was. I now get to experience that. And millions of fans who loved Skyrim but didn't give Oblivion a shot are now getting to experience that as well. And now the Elder Scrolls name is back in the general public, and it's going to get people more excited for the Elder Scrolls 6, because people are going to play the Oblivion remaster and they'll be like, wow, that was amazing. I think I might, hop back on Skyrim. And then you play all the way through Skyrim, and now you've played 2 massive Elder Scrolls games. And by the time Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, everything is refreshed in your brain for the franchise. And I just think it was such a genius thing to do. And like I said, both the company benefited financially, and the fans benefited, because now we have another Elder Scrolls game to play. And I don't know, I'm not mad at them anymore. I know it's really probably pretty stupid to a lot of people. What do you mean? This doesn't erase all of the stupid things that they've done. This doesn't erase the fact that Starfield was a massive disappointment. This doesn't erase the fact that they haven't released a mainline Elder Scrolls game since 2011. This doesn't erase the fact that the Fallout franchise has been mishandled over the last 10, 15 years. And I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. But at the same time, I'm very simple to please, man. You give me Elder Scrolls and I'm happy with you. Bethesda, you give me Elder Scrolls, I'm happy with you. If they were to do a Morrowind remake, which obviously would be significantly more difficult than an Oblivion remaster, because you can't just build upon that same engine, I would assume. You can't just take... Morrowind is so outdated, I don't even think there's any way they could just slap Unreal Engine 5 on top of it and it'll be the same experience. That game is so outdated. That would probably have to be a remake, but I think they need to do it at this point. If you did Oblivion, you need to do it for Morrowind. There is a massive portion of the Elder Scrolls fan base who still thinks that that's the best one. There's people who think that's the only good Elder Scrolls. People think that after Morrowind, it became too casual and it just wasn't that good anymore. And, as someone who doesn't like my games to be infuriatingly difficult, I don't have a problem with it, but a lot of people do. And so, I would love to experience Morrowind. I would love to see what all the hype's about Morrowind. There's no way in hell I'm downloading and playing that game unless they remake it. And I people might be mad at me about that, but that's going to be the case for 99% of people out there who have not played Morrowind. They're not going to give it a shot because of how outdated it is, how bad it looks. There's barely any voice acting. The combat is horrible. So, I mean, I'm sorry, but that's just the reality of the situation. So, I just think that this really brightens up the future for Bethesda, and people might just be like, how, man? It's, there's going to be people who think, oh, it's just a simple remaster. It's lazy. It was a cash grab, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't. They put so much effort into it. They respected the integrity of the original game. They respected the charm of the original game. They maintained all of it. And if you go watch any of my videos leading up to the release of this game, that was my major concern. How will they make this game look so much better while still maintaining the original jank, the original charm, the original weirdness of the game? Because if they had fixed all that, if they had gotten rid of all that, if they'd made the NPC AI better, if they made the NPC conversations better, if they had gotten rid of the fact that the time freezes behind the characters when you talk to them, you wouldn't have moments where you're talking to a guy and he goes, hey, we got to go find those mountain lions, and the mountain lion's directly behind him, frozen, about to eat him. Like, you don't get moments like that if you fix all that. So that was my concern. I was worried they may try to remaster or re-record, the soundtrack. They kept it the exact same. The only changes they made to the voice acting was they added a couple more just for a little bit of variety, but all the major main voice actors are all the same. The game is the exact same. That's why they're calling it a remaster, even though it's a remake in almost every sense of the word. They're calling it a remaster because they're not remaking it. They didn't want to remake the experience. They wanted to just make the experience look better and fix some of the quality of life stuff, and they did, and it's amazing. And I am in disbelief that they pulled this off. I remember the first week I was playing this game, every time I'm sitting here playing this game, I'm like, I can't believe this is real. I can't believe 2 weeks ago we were wondering if this was even, 2 weeks ago this was a rumor, and now I'm playing it. Now I'm playing an Elder Scrolls game in Unreal Engine 5. What is going on? And I hope that kind of changes the industry standard. I hope we get more shadow drops like that. The marketing was incredible. If you think that those leaks were not intentional from Bethesda, all the leaks we were talking about, 1,000,000% was intentional, because those leaks alone built up so much hype. It built up the doubt that people had, oh my God, this could be real, and the prospect of this being real is really exciting to me. But it's probably not real. It's probably not real. It might not be real. I don't know. Oh, but now there's screenshots getting leaked from the official Virtuos website. Oh my God, this thing is probably real. And then 2 days later, Bethesda drops a little thing on Twitter, tomorrow, whatever, something tomorrow. And then the next day they drop the trailer, and then at the end of the trailer they're like, oh, by the way, the game's coming out right now. The amount of hype I felt for that, and the amount of hype I would assume the majority of people who were excited about this felt for that is intangible. I mean, I can't even put it into words. That excitement for that was unreal. Imagine if they did that for GTA 6. They're doing all this crap with GTA 6 where they delay the game and they're dropping all these trailers and stuff. They literally drop a trailer a couple days after delaying the game. And now everybody's just got to sit around and wait for the game to come out. I mean, it's the most hyped up video game of all time. There's never been a video game with as much hype as GTA 6. Anybody on the planet that has a gaming console is going to try to play that game, or is going to want to play that game. If they were to just randomly drop it, without, they ended up coming up with a release date, next year or something, after delaying it. It's dude, if you guys were to just randomly drop the game, that alone would generate so much hype that even if there's people that were on the fence about it, they'd be like, yep, I'm doing it. I'm getting this. This is crazy. I guarantee them shadow dropping this game and the amount of online chatter that it generated for the Oblivion remaster, whatever. I guarantee that the fact that they shadow dropped it after it was rumored for so long, the shadow drop led to a big viral moment where everyone's talking about it. If we knew when it was coming out and we were just waiting for it, it wouldn't have been as huge of a moment. Whereas they were just oh, by the way, we've never officially said anything about this game, but it's coming out right now. That right there generated even more hype. And even more people were like, oh my God, why is everybody freaking out about this? People who don't even know anything about Elder Scrolls, who don't even know anything about the game. They literally were just they were probably just oh, what is this? This is blowing up. I'm seeing hilarious clips all over TikTok and Twitter about Oblivion. Well, I'm getting this game. If you have Game Pass, why not just download it? You don't have to pay for it. And then if you don't have Game Pass, it's well, it's only $50. It's not a fully priced game. everybody's talking about this like I'm going to get it. It was genius marketing from Bethesda. They did a phenomenal job. And I just hope that this is a industry resetting moment because the gaming industry is honestly a shit show right now. All the price hikes that's going up, like Xbox announced that all their games moving forward will be $80. Nintendo announced it first. All our games will be $80, blah, 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 $90 or whatever they're doing. Everyone's talking about GTA 6 is going to be $100. Like, the quality of video games is like going down, but the price is going up. And that's crazy, especially in this economy with, everybody is pretty much struggling right now. And so it's very, what's the word, refreshing. It's very it makes me feel good that a game like this, not only was it shadow dropped, not only is it $50, not only did they do a phenomenal job, but I mean, it's just I hope that at least for the remaster, remake standpoint, obviously new games moving forward will be those increased prices. But I hope if they remaster Skyrim the way they remastered Oblivion, I really hope that it's, priced at $50 and it's got the same love and care that the Oblivion remaster had. And same with, Fallout 3, same thing stands there. So, yeah, I mean, I just really hope that is the case because at least these games are good. At least Oblivion's a good game, and all it needed was a fresh coat of paint. Whereas if a new video game comes out, it's very hit or miss on whether it's going to be good or not. So that's why I think these remasters are such a good idea because you're putting these games, these beloved games, in the hands of people who have never given them a shot because of how outdated they were, and people are realizing, holy shit, games back then were actually super fire. It was just they were held back by technology issues and stuff like that. They were held back graphically. They were held back by certain things that they couldn't implement in the game. Now you can remake the game, remaster the game. It looks like a next-gen, brand new video game, but it's actually just got the same heart and soul that it had back when it came out. So I think Bethesda did a phenomenal job. They're not completely out of the woods because Elder Scrolls 6 still needs to be really good, obviously. But I think this also stood as a potential feedback situation for them because now they're comparing how people felt about Skyrim and how people felt about Oblivion. Certain mechanics, like certain RPG mechanics that were present in Oblivion but weren't present in Skyrim. Maybe Bethesda's looking at the feedback they're getting from Oblivion and they're seeing all these people go hey, why didn't Skyrim have this? Why didn't Skyrim have that? Why didn't Skyrim have this? Oblivion had way better RPG mechanics, and maybe they're going to be okay, people want Elder Scrolls 6 to have deeper RPG mechanics. This could also just be a test run. I just think they knocked out so many points of emphasis. They made money. They made their fans happy. They're getting feedback, and they found out that they're going to be able to make a shit ton of money off of remastering some of their old classics. This is just one of the best business decisions they possibly could have made for themselves, especially with how much hate they've been getting lately, especially with how much they've been screwing everything up, especially with how much they've been pissing everyone off. I feel like this situation single-handedly saved the public perception of Bethesda. And so, yeah, and they're getting a lot of credit for, Virtuos did most of the work, and Bethesda's getting a lot of the credit for it, but there's nothing wrong with outsourcing work to other studios like they did and taking the credit for it because they're still the ones that made the decision to do it. They're still the ones who made the decision to maintain all the original charm. Anyway, I've been yapping for 20 minutes now, but I'm not mad. I'm not even mad anymore. I'm actually feeling pretty optimistic about the future of Bethesda because they could release a Fallout 3 remaster, and it could be just as good. And they could release a Skyrim remaster, it could be just as good. And they can release all these remasters while they work on their mainline entry games, and I think that's genius. It's a genius business idea. It's a really good idea for your fans. And yeah, anyway, I highly doubt there's literally anyone still here because I've been kind of regurgitating the same points over and over again. But I don't know. I just feel really good about the way this turned out. I'm very happy with it. And I've been having a blast. I've been having an absolute blast on Oblivion. I'm probably not even 60% done with the entire game. And I'd say it's probably definitely it's definitely a top 10 game of all time for me. By the time I finish it, it might be top 5. And this was a game that I never was able to rank before because I never played it all the way through. I never completed anything. I'm looking to do every quest line in this game. So once I finish it, I should have a pretty good idea of where it stands in my top 10, top 5 all time. So yeah, anyway, y'all let me know in the comments. I'm sure there'll be plenty of comments calling me a shill or whatever, saying that I'm dumb for forgiving them. But I'm not necessarily forgiving them. I'm just not mad at Bethesda anymore. I think that this was such a genius idea, and I thought they knocked it out of the park. And I'm excited for their future remaster projects, and it's just, for some reason, just gives me a little bit more hope for Elder Scrolls 6. So we'll just have to see. But thank you guys for watching. If you want more Elder Scrolls content, be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment below, join the conversation, and all that jazz. And I will see you guys in the next one.